Good morning, students. Today we are going to see about distributed mutual exclusion algorithms. So what is mutual exclusion first? If the resource is accessed by more than two person concurrently, then you must implement mutual exclusion. That is, only one process is allowed to enter the critical section at any given time. In operating system, we have studied several methods like semaphores, kernel methods for implementing mutual exclusion. But in distributed system, we cannot use these methods. So we go for message passing. We have three approaches for distributed mutual exclusion. They are token-based approach, non-token based approach, and quorum-based approach. What is token-based approach means? Here, among all the sites, a unique token is shared. The site who is having a token is allowed to enter the critical section. Since the token is unique, mutual exclusion is ensured. What is non-token based approach means? Here, we have to pass several messages among the sites, and all the sites must agree on who is going to enter the critical section next. Then third one is quorum based message, that is quorum based approach. Here, if the site wants to enter the critical section, first they have to obtain a permission from the subset of sites, not from all the sites. From the subset of sites, they have to obtain a permission, that is quorum. Any two quorum contain a common site. This common site is responsible to make sure that only one request is allowed to enter the critical section at any time. The next topic is Lampert's algorithm. Here the requests for critical section are executed in the increasing order of timestamp. And in order to determine the time, we go for logical clocks. For every site, we maintain one queue called request queue. In this queue, we are storing all the mutual exclusion requests. So here we need a channel, KFIFO channel, to implement this algorithm. So this algorithm consists of three steps. The first step is requesting the critical section. Second step, executing the critical section. Third one, releasing the critical section. So in the first step, when a site SI wants to enter the critical section, first the site must send a message. It has to broadcast a message request. This request message contains its timestamp and the process number. This request is broadcast to all the other sites, and the processor stores this request in their own request queue. If some other sites receive this request message, they have to place this request in their request queue, and they return a timestamped reply message to the site SI. So they are the steps for requesting the critical section. That is, if some site wants to enter the critical section, initially the request message must be sent to all other sites. This request message contains the timestamp and the process number. If some other process receives this request message, they have to place this request in their own request queue, and they have to send a reply message to that site. So second step is executing the critical section. The process SI can enter the critical section if any two conditions, if the following two conditions hold. The first condition is SI has received a message with timestamp larger than their own timestamp. So that is, the process timestamp should be smaller than all the other sites. Then the process is allowed to enter the critical section. If SI request is at the top of the request queue, then you can allow the site SI to enter the critical section. Okay, once again I am explaining. To enter the critical section, if the site SI wants to enter the critical section, we have to satisfy two conditions. The first one is he has to compare all the request messages which are obtained from other sites. SI timestamp should be smaller than all the other sites timestamp. And the other one condition is SI request is at the top of the request queue. Then third step is releasing the critical section. If the site completed its own operation, then they can relieve from the critical section. So after relieving the critical section, they have to send the release message to all the other sites. When this release message is obtained by the sites, they can remove that process request from their own request queue. Okay, so that's about the algorithm. So now we are going to see one example. For example, I am having three sites S1, S2, S3. Both S1 and S2 wants to enter the critical section. Among the requests, S2 being the first request. See the diagram. S1, S2 both are sending the request to enter the critical section. S1 is sending its request message to S2 and S3. Similarly, S2 is sending the request message to S1 and S3. Already I told you in the request message we have two fields. One is the timestamp, the other one is process number. For the site S2, it is the first request. We have assumed S2 being first. So S2's request is first request. So the timestamp value is 1 and the process number is 2. S1 request is, it is the second request. So the request number is 2. The timestamp is 2 and the site number is 1. So S1, S2 both send their own request to enter the critical section. When S2 sends a request message to S1, what is S1 is doing means it stores that request in the request queue. So the request queue is arranged based on the timestamp. Similarly, S2 stores its own request and the request coming from S1. And the site S3 stores the request which are coming from the site S1 and S2. Since S2's request is at the top of the queue, S2 is allowed to enter the critical section. See the queue, the first request is 1, 2. That is the request coming from the site S2. So S2 is allowed to enter the critical section. Okay, S2 is allowed to enter the critical section. After some time, after completing its job, S2 exits the critical section. Then what happens? See the diagram. When S2 exits the critical section, all the sites can remove S2's request from the queue. Thus, the queue contains only one request which was coming from the site S1. Since S1's request is at the top of the queue, S1 is allowed to enter the critical section. Okay, so that's all about Lempert's algorithm. So thank you all.